To your point that you make these very high-profile calls and issue these extensive reports, some of the rationale behind here that you were just going through, emerging markets, weakness, the growth, the bonds, it could happen to other companies as well. Do you see this as a phenomenon in other U.S. companies, and are you looking for another case similar to AMT?
Well, I know it wasn't covered so much in the U.S. when we shorted Olam, but Olam International is a bit of a parallel. And this is a company that actually was born in the emerging markets, born in Africa, and then also around 2008, 2009, they put the pedal to the metal, acquiring assets, made a lot of the same mistakes. And it's interesting to look at a case study such as Olam, because if they cannot invest aggressively in markets that they know very well, then how can these U.S. companies who want to simultaneously enter 5 emerging markets in a given year, how can they do it and manage risks properly?
Carson, you've clearly opened up a new chapter for Muddy Waters with this particular report targeting an American company for the first time. Are you at all concerned about the fact that you're lining yourself up again against more or less the entire capital markets enterprise? But let's remember that this is the largest and most liquid capital market of all here in America. 19 sell-side analysts who have a buy rating on the stock. There are a few who have holds, and I think one who has a sell. Plus the regulatory enterprise, based on the fact that there was options trading ahead of it, the fact that the stock declined ahead of your report. You say you don't know why. Are you worried that you're going to attract some unwanted attention from the SEC?
Okay, well, actually, I mean, we already approached the SEC and we filled out the whistleblower form before the report went out. I mean, I'm always happy to speak with regulators. I've done so on numerous occasions, often, at our behest, and I'm happy to do so in this case.
And are you looking at other American companies?
Yeah, we tend to get really focused on one company at a time. So we have to go back to our board and kind of look at what else there is. But yeah, there are other U.S. names up there.
There's some consistency, we should add, between the work that you've done before in China and then on Olam in particular and American Tower now, because, and the consistency being emerging markets. Do you expect that the work that you do going forward on other American companies and perhaps elsewhere will have that unifying theme?
I mean, I think from time to time, yes, but
not necessarily.
Not necessarily. We're certainly considering companies that do not have real EM businesses, and that are U.S.-centric, maybe U.S. and Europe.
This was a long time in the making, right? The gestation period between, at the very least, September of last year when you first told us about it, and today is a while. Why did it take so long, and is it going to take another 10 months before we see your next report?
Well, the reason it took so long is I had a nose job in December. I broke my nose in basketball again, and I couldn't breathe. So, frankly, that took me out of the game for a couple months.
Very honest, Carson.
Well, it was a basketball injury.
So the next one you could have it in less than a year.
As long as I don't get injured.
Carson, we want to thank you for sharing with us your research, your call, your perspective on American Tower. It is really too bad that we didn't hear back from American Tower, because it is important to try and present both views. When we do hear from them, we will tell everybody what they have to say.
The shares have come back from the lows of the day. When your report first hit, you tweeted at it. Now it's pretty much flattish on the day. They've been climbing. Here's the intraday price chart.
That's not the first time that's happened, though, to you.
Well, I mean, our goal with this report was for people to actually read it. And I think people are reading it. And after they read it, digest it, and the company responds, I'm feeling very good about where we'll be.
Is your conviction level the same as it was, say, in Sino-Forest?
Well, we're talking about two different things. I believe Sino-Forest was a zero fully. I believe the stock should be, mid-40s. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So the conviction level is the same. You just don't think it's a donut. You think that this company actually has some value. It may just be in a business whose growth prospects aren't so terrific.
It's a real company, yes.